Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents Flotsam and Jetsam Season 2, Episode 2. I'm your host, not the DM. Adam's got that grave responsibility. How's it going, Adam?
Greetings! Work has been busy. I am on the diet train again, proper. We're on a proper diet workout schedule. So we are adapting to that. So there will be a pause in here later while I eat another meal. But that's been going rather well. It's induced naps. And then we've been doing bleach art at home. So here, I'm going to just see if this shows up. So this is my shirt that I made. I made like 6 shirts, but this is one of them. So what you do is you go to the arts and crafts store or whatever store sells the shirts that you like that have no anything on them, that are cheap. So this shirt cost me $3. Just bought it from freaking market bin. And then you
jug of bleach.
You buy a $5 jug of bleach, and you buy a $3 jug of hydrogen peroxide, and you make a pattern that you want, and then you wait, and then you put hydrogen peroxide on it to make the bleach stop bleaching, and then you call it done. You watch it, and you be like, hey, sometimes they look like shit, sometimes they look cool. So this is the we've been doing a bunch of them. We've done like 8 different artifacts of clothing. Of the 8, there are 3 in this shirt's now for like high risk maneuvers in the house. Like, yeah, we're not going outside with this on.
This is now a workout shirt. Yeah.
Well, the thing about when you're like in the gym bro club, you kind of dress up for the other gym bros.
It's home workout
shirt. Right, it's the home workout shirt, or like
I have improvements. To now paint a room.
I need to paint a room, or I want to mow the lawn, or I'm gonna, yeah. No, it's interesting. It is surprisingly cheap, and it's kind of satisfying, and it's way less stressful than like I've also been doing some painting and stuff, but it's way more like. Put thing on, color changes. Looks cool, or oh, doesn't look good. The shirts are like $5 each total, so it's like it doesn't matter. Oh no, it didn't work. Oh well, it still goes in the closet.
Your donations a couple years from now to the Sally Ann are going
to it'll be hilarious at the Value Village where they're like, what the fuck is this? Like I tried, man. So yeah,
that's cool. I apologize now. I'm at the tail end of a wicked cold that's kind of fucking screwed over my life for the last week. So I'm not feeling feverish, but there's still gunk that's now kind of draining, and so I'm a bit of coughing and runny nose. And if I just don't look pleased, I am pleased inside. I'm fully caffeinated and have sugar, but it's just like the drain. Marty's 1 level drained right now, so yeah.
It has resulted in resting B face.
Exactly. Even more so than usual. Yeah. I was looking at the Rurak-Durak map, and I didn't realize that Squibs was actually on the other continent and not its own island. I was like, what island is the Squibs? No, we sailed. Where is Bone Rack Isle?
Bone Rack Isle is up here.
Okay, so we actually went around the shackles to get to Bone Rack Isle.
Yes.
Okay. Is it a dot? It's small, right?
It's small. It is tiny. It's like 3 miles by 2 miles.
Okay. You want to point again, and I'll put a dot down there just so. Okay, so right there you want the dot representing
Bone Rack.
Bone Rack Isle. Yeah, for some reason my brain said Bone Rack was somewhere in the tip of the shackle.
On the tip, yeah.
All right, so okay, we went around.
You ended up getting through going through the shackles on the way to Bone Rack. Yeah, you went around. You went around in a whale.
Right. we got picked up, and then the whale took us there. And then there's the giant Eye of Fathoms storm, and then where Black Dog and Jinshe and Lee came from is this island.
Yep.
Nam is over here where Sun Wu came from.
Sun Wu had his incident over here.
Yep. And then the Akunian steppes way up here is where Genzorig.
And where Karen fell from the sky.
Yeah, neat. And this is where all the fucking orcs are. Well, they're all over the place, but this is where their stronghold is. The Gazaregians are all around here, and the Imperials, I think, are all around this sea. Cool. All right, just some context about
where we are, what things are.
Yeah, because we're starting to encounter factions, right? Like, we're talking about the 101 pirate captains. Are they just in the shackles, or are they 101 pirates like pirating everywhere?
So the 101 pirates, so this is stuff that you like Molgromere knows.
Yeah.
So the shackles are policed by the pirates, but they commit piracy all along the coast.
Okay. They're bad news.
This is where they seek refuge from people who don't like being pirated.
Got it. And when Squibs said that there were other ports, they were talking about these dots, Blood Cove, Sangor, and Crownsend?
Yep, Blood Cove, Senghor, and Crownsend are different like ports where you could sell goods, like they're large cities, from different groups within the land.
And can pirates go there, or do we know? Or are you flying your Jolly Roger into these ports and like, hey, welcome,
So it's depending on what type of pirate you are. The different ports have different attitudes.
I see.
All of them do deal with pirates, but they would like the pirates who aren't raiding them to be the ones who show up to sell goods. Blood Cove is if you're dealing in people, you'd go to Blood Cove. Blood Cove's a little bit more fast and loose. Crown's End is the barony of Crown's End is more forthright. Senghor is a independent city. It's an independent city state. Like it controls like this. Yep. So it would be like the main hub for most pirates. But if you want going a little bit more.
Okay. So
additionally,
the Imperials aren't in charge of these two cities, right?
The Imperials aren't in charge of those two cities, and the Imperials aren't actually in charge of Crown's End. The Crown's End in the barony of Oloron are effectively rejecting the rule of the Empire. They're trying to reestablish like old cultures from before the Imperials came. So there's a reason if you want to go find Imperials, you would go down to the canton of Beatrice. That's where you could go and you can get yourself locked up and hung real good, nice and pretty.
That's not too far away.
All of your goods appropriated, hung from a yardarm.
Okay, and then depending on which country we're in, we're talking about different rules.
There's different rules as imperial control has been imperial control as established in other campaigns on wild lands where this is quite wild. Does vary quite a bit. This is that plus 100 years of disconnected from like modern rule. So this is very, very disconnected in terms of their politics and local issues. They're not like a unified front.
Yet they still patrol with the big ass ships.
The Canton de Beatrice that has one of the biggest navies in the on the planet, effectively. Yeah, they patrol, and they basically collect taxes as Imperials. They collect it from Imperials, and they collect the taxes to prevent piracy.
Huh.
Now, there's 101 pirates within the shackle. There's 101 pirate captains within the shackles, so they might not be doing the greatest job, but they try.
Yeah. Okay. So we don't like these people on principle.
These are the people. They would hang you by the neck for 20 days and 20 nights.
Okay.
And then that's your punishment. So if you can survive 20 days and 20 nights of being hung by the neck, then I guess you're free to go at that point. They've encountered very few that went that far. The view that you would have, or most pirates would have of them, is that they cheat anyways. They're like the chaotics that are mostly the pirates would view them as people who'd break their own rules. So why would you care about what they want?
All right, that's neat. All right, I'm gonna move over to. Unless you need anything else here.
Nope. I think we're okay from here. It's a good refresher though to keep context on what we're doing.
Yeah.
All right, back to the Squibs map.
I think we left off with the group coming back to make fun of Lee and Karen.
We're back there going like, I think we're rescue party. We need a rescue party, because so from Ganzorig's point of view, Karen is coming. He's got he's made himself a little crown of flowers that he's got like put in his hair, and he's rushing towards you to give you a hug.
Oh, what's up with you?
He's like, my friend, my crew. You get grappled, and then his eyes go blank for a second.
Get off of me!
Oh, shit!
Hey, I'm back in the village.
I'm back in the village. We have to.
I don't think we're supposed to be here.
No. We need to. I think we need to go back. Get Zorig. Get arrows. We have to. We found the snake people.
Oh, where's everyone else?
With the snake people?
Oh. Okay. He grabs his bow slowly.
They're ensorcely snake people. Don't listen to them.
Oh, Grimlear, you stay here and guard the rope trick. Grimlear goes and sits on top of the building as she's been doing for the last, I don't know. We've been in the Squibs now for 8 days.
Yep.
By this point.
The last exciting thing that Grimlear sort of had done, aside from like picking off a few seabirds, was chasing a parrot that wouldn't go down when being gnawed upon.
Yep. Why don't we? I'm assuming Ganzorig and the others turn around, and then eventually the other.
Yeah, basically, what's going to I'm going to basically you end up kind of map leftish when you encountered the party coming back.
Yeah, the recap of last game was Gitano, Banta, and Black Dog meet a pair of celestial blooded pirates. Banta and Black Dog are healed of their injuries. Jinshe convinces Molgromere to consider helping the village against the rebellious Naga. They seek the counsel of rickety squibs and hatch a plan. Sunwoo begins crafting a device to help with the local drought problem, while Molgromere leads a group to meet with the Queen of the Naga. Naga ambush the party while they're marching through the jungle. Jinshe speaks with the Queen and is held hostage until an offering is made. And the party was split via suggestion spells, and this is where they
reunite.
Yep.
Minus one giant Nagaji. So we brought backup. Where's Jinshe?
Well, they're all talking stupid, Captain. I don't know what's up with them.
It's because they are stupid.
See?
I'm not stupid. I'm smarter than you.
Everyone back to camp. We need to get everybody get Jinshe some space so he can make his decanter of water. We need to save Jinshe now. And he's looking at Karen and Lihida.
Something bad happened?
He's with the snake people. And whose fault is that? He's walking past. That's how I feel Mark would handle this.
Like motions from the follow? Okay. Is that what you need to do for?
Can we just save him? How about we save him?
They're expecting their offering of the decanter.
Yeah, a lot of good you guys were. Next time you run, bring me with you.
He didn't seem to mind being amongst other snake people. Black Dog having less idea that Naga and Nagaji are actually really different types of creatures. To him, they're kind of like
the arms are a big difference, you know?
yeah. Well, aberrations versus
Monstrous humanoids.
Yeah. Or just humanoids for smaller snake people.
Yep. Okay, you make your way back to camp. It's the understanding does eventually dawn on Lihida and Corinne that they didn't leave Jinshe to die, and he's actually not being. He's being held, but prisoner is too strong of a word. And the 3 days of crafting, I believe, begins to create the water decanter.
Well, it began before they left, right? This was
So it'd be 2 days left in crafting the water decanter.
Yep. So this day we spent in the jungle. Sunwoo gets his work in.
Yep.
Tomorrow he needs the full day to work, and on the following day, he'll need like a few hours in the morning to finish up.
His ring of sustenance, basically, you can deliver it that day.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, his ring of sustenance means Sunwoo's doing 16-hour days. 8 hours normal, and normally we allow people to do 4 additional hours in the evening. But because he has less sleep requirements, he's doing 16 hours a day for crafting, and has been doing this for some time.
What is Sunwoo's wisdom modifier? Not wisdom modifier, but wisdom score.
10?
10. Okay. You get what I'm thinking.
No, I'm not sure. He's got a 21 int, so I don't know. Is it wisdom or int time?
All right, he's smart. Let us know when he's done 22 full. We'll do 20. We'll do int. Let us know when he's done 22 days without rest, like proper rest.
Yeah, give me a second.
We'll start doing concentration checks or int checks, mental endurance checks to continue being like not making mistakes.
8. Oh, he's forever away from that.
Well, that's fine. That's good. It's just so we can write it down. So when it's been like you've been crafting too long, and I can go no Genzor or no someone's having a fucking freak out. He's just decided he's not doing what he's been told, or
We have this amazing sheet that I put together that tracks time. I've now bumped some of the crafting tasks down by a day, and I've got giant letters Sunwoo rest ?
Sunwoo rest ? Sunwoo go nuts ?
Right now this is the first time that he's had access to this many resources.
Yep.
And he has crafted some things for himself. So I think he, at this point, is in good spirits and thinks he's helping.
We have had bad stretches at work. 3 days or 3 full weeks of 16-hour days with no rest, even like 12-hour days. Like
but none of us have rings of sustenance. We need rings of sustenance that are not with horrible side effects.
I still want to eat and poop. I mean, just the idea of not pooping is one of those things where it's like, are you truly man if you don't?
I'd skip pooping if you didn't need to. Pooping's gross, man. I don't have the same feelings about that.
But that means no eating. I've been a fat guy since I was a small child. I want to eat things. I want to put things in my mouth hole. All right. Okay. So, what is the party doing during the next, like that day, the following day?
The following day, I think Sunwoo is crafting.
Mm-hmm.
Sunwoo has shared. Well, I think Molgromere is going to talk with the party about the plan.
Okay.
Mark gave me some instructions. We talked it over because I know he's not going to make this game. So I'm just going to do this out of character. Here's our general thought process of how
Okay.
the happy path of how it would go if everything worked out fine. So I have my notes where adventure notes. So I think we want to help the Nagas. Like we're already along that path. I get Jinshe back. And we're hoping that the Nagas, given that they're in charge of place where ships are squibbed, have a lead on a ship. Whether they have a ship or know where to find a ship, like we're going to lean on them to like, hey, we did this thing. We really want a boat. Could you give us a boat? By helping the Nagas, we're helping Rickety Squibs. He's already told us that he'll give us a free squib and an upgrade to a ship. So I think we're kind of two birds, one scone that way. And then the Angel Pirates have some sweet damn loot. So I don't think we want to buy the loot. I think we want to, whether or not it requires
adventure the loot.
Go and solve a bunch of their problems for them because they're good guys and they probably are. It's just beating up bad guys, you know. Like I can't see how our rival good guy pirates really need a shellacking. Okay, we'll go and spank these guys. No,
We want you to poison the other angel pirates.
we want you to embarrass them. Like whatever it is that they want to do, I think we'll go and. A dexterity item, a charisma item, a +2 trident, and a lesser ectoplasmic rod. Seems like we could probably figure out a path to getting those without having to pay for it. Then Sun Wu could use the majority of the pearl treasure to craft a number of items. I've kind of circled like a really neat item for most of the party members. And he's now showing Molgromere the plans. He won't be able to get the mithril armor for Black Dog, Karen, Molgromere, and who else is armor guy? Ganzorig? I think it's Ganzorig. Because there's no mithril available, you said, in the squibs. We may have
not in the quantities that you're looking for.
Yeah, we may have to save that for a different port city or a larger city. But there are some neat magic items that I think we're going to create. And the first one is the barrel. Getting back to your original question of what are the party members doing? After Sun Wu shows a diagram of the ghoul barrel, but the ghoul barrel having like armored slats on the outside of it and a closable metal lid.
Is it going to be red and explode when you shoot it with a shotgun?
Little studs on it. Basically, craft armor. Our just good enough armor smith with Sun Wu's supervision, we'll say, is Black Dog. So Black Dog can actually put the metal reinforcements on the ghoul barrel, which is the first step, and make it masterwork, which is the first step to further enchanting the barrel. I won't ruin the surprise right now, but I've got a neat idea for how to make the ghoul barrel a magic item that can be used in combat and in, adventuring.
Cool.
So Black Dog is going to spend. It'll take him 2 days. He's probably not going to miss going back for Jinshe, but he'll at least start the barrel reinforcement, and then the rest of the party. We've finished selling everything that wasn't the pearls. That we can sell in this market. So I think everyone relaxes for a day. I think there's R&R going on.
Okay. I'm not trying to influence your decision making one way or the other. Are you contacting the goodly pirates or not during this period?
I think we should let them know that we're willing to go and do tasks for them, but that we'll be ready in a couple of days. We'll send Molgromere to go do that.
Okay.
Molgromere and Gitano, I guess, they can banta, like they can go talk to them.
Okay. So Molgromere comes back going, well, Molgromere, they gave Molgromere a proposal, and we'll go through that proposal with Mark when he's here, or we'll go through it separately. But there was a discussion that was had with the Angels.
Yep.
Where effectively, the short form of it is, or because you get basically what Molgromere's response, right? None of your characters are there. The all right, Black Dog. They want us to slow down something called the Ebon Chain. It's supposed to be here in a couple of weeks. When it gets to port, they want us to keep it from getting to its next destination as quickly as it ought.
What's an Ebon chain?
It is a. We'll roll a check. I'm just gonna roll a d20. Hoo-ha. 11 d20. No, 1 d20. It's another one of the. You remember how you told me that they don't respect their rules all the time? This is part of them not necessarily respecting the rules, the angels, being the hypocrites that they are. It's the vessel of one of the 101 freight pirates. It's apparently a slaver ship that they don't like very much.
Won't that get us in trouble?
Well, I think the intention is for us not to get fucking caught. I'm pretty certain they don't want us. In fact, they told us that they probably not go and punch them in the nose.
Why don't they like them?
Something about Kyton, something. It's devil ship run by devils. Devil slavers that are very distasteful. They want them not to get to their next destination on time, preferably 1 week late. They recommended fuck with the rudder as their,
How are we supposed to do this? We don't have a boat.
That's a very good question, my friend. They've got a couple of weeks to figure it out. Although he did... And then he did... Molgromere is pointing at his gills, and maybe we swim. It is...
Yeah. And Black Dog's wearing the new gloves that Sunwoo created. Give him 30-foot swim speed.
He's got, webbed gloves.
Yep. Yeah, swim.
Sneaky mission. Sneak.
It's too bad we didn't have that. Cursed staff. Although, I don't think the crazy lady would discriminate against slaver and slave. No, that's not a good idea.
Yeah, it's probably not great. They mentioned a couple of options. They mentioned potentially pretending to join the crew,
Do we know where the ship is going or where it's heading or coming from? How much time do we have?
They said it should be here in a week or two, and that something about the captain's log suggests this. Give me a knowledge arcane from Sunwoo. Who's apparently they're just talking around Sunwoo, where it's like,
yeah,
are you done with the fucking decanter yet?
Yeah, I told you it's not today. Tomorrow at noon. No, I can't work any faster. I'm already working twice as fast as I should be.
Do we need someone to pre-chew your food for you?
No. If gruel has been put out, there's probably a couple of plates of untouched gruel.
There's just
that
untouched
up.
food that's...
I'll eat later.
Good. We don't want you getting sick.
No, I feel fine. A bit aggravated, though. What were you talking about?
The captain's log.
Whose log?
The captain's is
22.
22. A captain's log, you understand as being a thing that you would write in to describe your activities. Right? It's a logbook that a captain would have. The captain's log, you think there's a magical logbook that ships use. It's like shared communication sort of thing. It's like ascending, but everybody gets it, and it's not verbal. It's in a book. You're not 100% certain how it works.
Like the 101 captains all write in their books, and everyone sees it?
Something along those lines.
Oh, what a stupid idea. There's no... Well, I guess you could just not write in it. I guess the only way you win the game is by not playing. He's not explaining himself.
Are you winning the game of making the fucking decanter?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm moving as faster than wizardly possible.
Yeah, he's moving pretty quickly.
Says Sebastian.
Sebastian can roll a check on this thing.
The captain's log?
Yep, the captain's log.
All right. Like plural captain's possessive log.
It's plural captain's possessive log.
The captain's log.
It's the captain's log with apostrophes that...
Arcana, he's good at this. 41.
Okay. So, yeah. The captain's log, it's the captain's log with the apostrophe in a different spot, is a artifact, more like a powerful magic item. There's a central connecting bit to it that allows communication between the 101 free captains. You know that their stakes of claim and disputes are like supposed to be settled through this type of communication. It is one to many, so it goes to all the captains. The statements in the logbook are only...
So it's a way for like, hey, we're taking this ship. We got here first.
It's a way to stake claim.
Okay. Neat.
It's a way to stake claim. It's a way to prevent people from blowing each other up because I saw whoever's mast on the horizon. You need to... What Sebastian knows is to read the log, you actually need a magical tattoo. Otherwise, it tells you stuff, but it's wrong information. It tells you completely believable and credible information that you would believe to be correct for the circumstance, but that is incorrect.
I know a secret about these logs.
Would you like to share with the class?
By Sardanola's dangling dewlap. The dragon.
Sounds disgusting.
Look, whiskers for dragons.
It's more interesting. I bet you could get quite a bit for dragon whiskers.
One has to be a really important captain in order to read this log. If you have the book, to keep a single book from undoing entire operations, it's got powerful magics on it. It will tell you a bunch of stuff that ain't true. But to see the truth, you need the tattoo. Don't ask how I know this. Okay, I've served a lot of captains. I know.
He's doing this like, oh yeah, the puppeteer. All right. So,
which means if I was a inquisitive sort, I would capture a captain and force him to read it for me, and then you wouldn't know if the captain was actually reading the truth or reading the gibberish. Oh, conundrums. Then I would mentally dominate a captain to tell me what was inside the book. Yep. A fifth level spell could undo their entire network. Stupid.
The Gitanos in the back going, his ears perk up with the whole like retirement guy.
Yeah. So Sebastian's just like, one fifth level spell undoes their entire network. Dumb! Humans. Maybe they can keep their secrets from me.
Do you need the tattoo on yourself, or can you simply take the tattoo from another and apply it to yourself?
Yes, there are plenty of magics that can transfer tattoos. So don't you know that spell?
Let's see. Transfer tattoo? No, he recently picked up a special tattoo kit, masterwork tattoos, and then the special tools for the alchemical tattoo spell, but he does not know the transfer tattoo spell. which is a thing that we might learn so we could move those potion slots around. Because then we spent the last 8 days also turning some of the potions into tattoos on various characters to free up some of our action slots. So he has, and I think he spent 1 rank in craft tattoo, so he's actually like learning.
He's learning to make the tattoo
magic. Transfer tattoo is a first level bard, sorcerer, or witch spell. Interesting. I'm putting that on the list of things he needs a page of, or to get.
I was personally thinking of the old-fashioned way. Molgromere's pulling a knife out and picking at one of his fingernails.
I mean, you might disrupt the magic of the magic tattoo when you remove it from the dead body. I don't know. We'd have to identify such magical things before we start performing grafting surgeries with people's skin. You're gross. Oh, just skin is gross in general. Scales are much.
If we live in a world of thieves, if you want to have powerful magics, don't make the body parts unless you want your body parts to be thieved.
So, potentially 2 spells. A first circle spell that is rare. A second is a 5th circle spell that is, well, powerful, I suppose. Could undo their entire network.
And then we need the captain, and then we need the book.
Mm-hmm. So 4 things. 4 things. If we can think of it, someone else has. Well, maybe not. I'm sure they have.
Which means they probably have something that keeps you from succeeding in this.
Mm.
Your horrible wolf man, who is enemy of the 101 free pirates. He's probably thought of this.
There is a problem, however. This magic still needs to be usable. Usable and secure. Very difficult. Very difficult indeed. To replicate that 101 times. Oh, I'm sure they don't write very important things in those books. I'm sure they just taunt each other and fling poop at each other.
Katana in the back. Monkey.
Still, interesting to know. Why do we need to know that? Oh, that is how the angel pirates know about the devil pirates. Yes, I suppose diametrically opposed outsider beings will continue their multi-planar war through proxies that are us, the mere primes, that the souls that fuel them.
Right, so that's how we know, and we now know way more than we need to know about how the captains are communicating and getting the information.
Technically, we aren't pirates. We don't have a ship. We have not been inducted. We're just sort of wannabe pirates. So the question is, how much do these fuzzy rules apply to wannabe pirates as opposed to actual pirates?
Well, they seemed to like that we were new to the region for this.
Oh, yes. Or we'd be ruining our reputations as pirates and cutting off our chances of becoming pirates altogether through these actions, and they may not care about us. Despite being angels, they are pirates.
My sweetheart cares about us. There's no way. Take that blasphemy out of your mouth.
Excuse me?
My sweetheart cares about me. My sweetheart out there, she gonna fight my battles for me. She wouldn't put me in danger.
Perhaps we should check him for charms.
Didn't your sweetheart break your jaw? Only a little bit. Only because she loved me.
Very curious indeed.
Molgromere has this look of like, I guess Kytone's a practical man when it comes to what makes a sweetheart.
Still, we should be careful. Messing with devils is not going to be easy. Added complications are any of your compunctions against sinking a ship full of slaves? I've noticed
We're
that
not
many-
sinking a ship full of slaves.
See, I knew there was at least statistically one of you that would object to this endeavor.
Say it. He's out poking everybody. Say it. We're not shipping a ship full of slaves.
Not sinking a ship full of slaves. Stop poking me.
Good. What is your statistical whatchamacoozit say about that?
I said at least one.
Yeah, and we're two. Now he's poking Lihita. We're not shipping a sink full of fish. We're not shipping a sink full of slaves. It's not even English at this point.
Not on purpose.
Yeah, well, 3. What does your stadoodaloos have to do with that? Huh?
Captain, I'm at a loss for words when confronted by
You see Grant putting up the fist of victory.
this level of stupidity.
I know no levels, and I am unbound.
Truly.
Except at one time when they tied you up and then you were pretty bound, but then you were unbound and then they stuck you in the chest. That's kind of bound. Shut up. All right. The further description of the tasks, you're supposed to. They're asking you to fuck with a ship, trying to slow it down a little bit. They didn't give too much information about what you were trying to prevent it from doing. There was, minor mention of like a race to some king. They want to be there first, or like that's the idea of the intention. They're trying to basically beat them to a location. Whether Molgromere communicates this to the crew or not, they didn't appear to give the intention of like. They basically said, "Don't just attack the ship. You will end up all captured, and it will be bad." Just mess with it a little bit. All right. So that is they're expected to be at the Squibs within a couple of weeks, and they're supposed to be getting some sort of resupply is what they're coming for.
Molgromere, if we're going to do this task to free slaves, I'm all about freeing slaves of the way. I'm just currently chained to my task over here. Afterwards, does that mean we may not be spending all those pearls on a ship? We might be getting a ship from the Naga, or the Naga might help us, or Rickety might help us.
Somebody around here is going to have a fucking ship.
Okay. But here's a list of the things that I could craft with the black pearls and a suggested crafting order. And I think many of us would be pleased with this. Now, before we leave, we'll have to convert the pearls into stuff I need for these projects. But let me know what you think. I'm just starting to get the hang of this crafting thing.
There are things
Does he
on there.
describe
like-
what they do, or does he just have the names of them?
No, he describes brief description.
He doesn't have to make checks on what the shit
The
does.
barrel, I'm not going to tell you, but you've got the list in front of you.
Yeah.
There's the barrel. There's some sacks of haversack sacks. There's a poisoner's buckler for Black Dog. There's a circlet for Jinshe, which is phylactery of channeling. A monk's robes for Banta. Iron something gauntlets for Black Dog, which basically reduce the penalties for oversized weapons by 2. The gloves of dueling for Molgromere. There are 4 people in the party that can use gloves of dueling eventually. Some of them could use them now. Molgromere was the first to.
The Poisoner's Buckler is awesome, by the way.
And then gloves for Sun Wu to give him proficiency in firearms. That'll be the last thing. And then we can't find mithril here. There's a bunch of suits of mithril that Sunwoo can slowly start crafting. The DCs are pretty high, but we'll need a different port to find the components for that. So it's basically trying to give everyone a neat item. We haven't hit quite every character, but there's some neat things in here.
Add to the list a token or band or emblem of something for the crewman.
Oh, yeah, I can think of something for that. This list is pretty expensive.
It needs to be shiny and it needs to look very interesting and be shiny. It doesn't need to do all that much.
Question. How committed do you want us to be to this endeavor?
We're very committed to freeing the slaves from the sinking ship.
No, I mean to the new boat, and you as our captain. I assume we're not making an emblem to save some people on a boat. That emblem's gonna...
No. When we find our vessel, and we find our marines, and we find our sailors...
Molgromere, we're not gonna need a physical item. You could lose a physical item. I've got this brand new tattoo kit.
Perfect.
We can design a tattoo. I can even make it a secret tattoo so we can have like, hey, look at my secret tattoo. Woo! So it's not always obvious. Oh, there's plenty of things we can do with that. Let me get on that one. But first I gotta finish this stupid decanter. Now get out!
Hey, Molgromere leaves the rope trick, and after he leaves the rope trick and he's in the outside the exponential space, and don't stop until you're done.
Even Sebastian comes down to leave Sunwoo.
I think it'd be best if we all
Like the three walking tripod legs.
I think it would be best if we let Sunwoo work alone for a while. He is rather doing a good job. Nice having a monkey crafter.
What is Sebastian's perception?
Sebastian's perception is 11, and so is Diva. Is familiar.
Okay, Sebastian, Corinne is putting sticks in front of your, he's just putting sticks down in front of your little tripod, like around the edges. He's making tripping hazards around your tripod currently.
It just stops. The tripod kicks the stick out of the way.
Oh, there's a giggle.
Speaking of monkey business,
So he's looking directly at you.
Oh, he didn't fall over.
really? Diva's challenging you to a game of checkers.
Is that the one where you get 3 in a row?
I don't know how.
I like the one where you have to get 3 in a row.
Diva just flies off out of the thing and will go bug someone to set up a game of checkers. Playing checkers is in checks? Okay. She gets a 7 on the first game.
They are identical. 0. Cred is playing tic-tac-toe. he's playing a 3 in a row. I got 3 in a row. I won. He literally flips the board over. He's like, I won. Kachosh, in your face. In your face, I got 3 in a row.
It's this tiny gem that's floating and flashing.
In your face.
Oh, I think it beat you there, big guy.
No. I got 3 in a row.
I think the goldfish's pet rock beat you at checkers.
No, it didn't.
Or someone flipped a table.
Yeah.
And normally
Can't
one
flip
does that
tables.
when they're a poor loser.
I am gracious in victory.
Okay there, Outlander.
He got his ass destroyed by a rock. A semi-intelligent rock. Okay, Cred.
There's only so many times you could tell us we do it different on my world.
Under Gnome de Guerre, there's driftwood. I think he gets a Gnome de Guerre from this. Like, I don't know if it's lost to rock.
Checkers.
Checkers. He's like a Gnome de Guerre. Another Gnome de Guerre. Checkers. He's driftwood or he's checkers. Okay. The night passes. No one harasses you. Sure.
Oh, yeah. What map should I be on?
You should be on the squibs, but you should be way over to the left.
Oh.
Over here.
Wait.
Okay. Queen Cisaran has many questions. You do not see Celissa, as in Celissa being the younger Naga who originally asked you for help.
Yep.
I understand your assisting in this situation. Your help is appreciated. Although treachery is not uncommon amongst the humanoids.
Myself and my band did not come to Rickety Squibs for treachery. We came to do commerce and to acquire a ship.
You seek a ship.
My captain does, as well as the others. And so do I. There is much of this world I have not seen, and my tasks are not complete.
You are amongst the water ones. She's like looking at you very she's doesn't care about personal space, and she's looking around. Like looking at your fingers and looking at your sort of your physiognomy.
Am I amongst the water ones?
Mm-hmm.
There are shallow waters and jungles on the Isle where I grew up. But we mostly live on land, as apparently you do.
Yes. It is the domain of the deep ones to live below.
It is not a place where the Nagaji that I am related to tread. We have learned to fear the water.
As you should.
The light only reaches down so deep, or so I am told.
There is secrets below the light.
Yes.
So you seek a ship.
As a means to an end for myself, yes.
If you are able to assist us with this drought, we can see a vessel be made ready.
Nods. There are other things I wish to know. Surely, as ones who rule over an isle where ships come and go, you have learned a great deal of the world,
We have
well
learned.
as being great sorcerers must know a great amount of things of the mystical and the magical.
We have learned many things through our time here, and we do our, we exert our influence.
I'm interested in knowing if there are any other Nagaji communities, specifically nearby, in the shackles or otherwise. Who they are and where they are would be most appreciated, as I will be able to steer clear or to head towards such places with my crew.
There
Also,
are,
similar to that, are there any temples of my god, a monitor of the light on Ruach Durak, specifically in the shackles or nearby?
a monitor. Which one is a monitor?
A monitor is the deity of the sun, law, and civilization. To those that revere him, he is known as the Yellow God, the keeper of the yellow sun, keeper of the golden sun, the eternal, the light of the law. He has other names to other peoples.
I'm just confirming. Knowledge ability, yes. Knowledge history, yes. Knowledge arcana, yes. Knowledge religion, wah, wah.
Yeah, basically he's looking, are there any other sun worshippers out there?
There was an influx of great beings from another place a long time ago. I believe they're on the Isle of the Immense, some sort of agreement with what remains of giants. They stood tall, giants stood tall, those humanoids stood together. Why do you worship one with legs? It's like a very factual, like it's a very judgy question, but judgy from a factual perspective.
Like, why do I worship a human god, is what
Why do you worship a human god? You're Snake Man. Why are you worshiping a human god? Do your arms mean so much to you?
A monitor is the god of sun and law. To men, he appears as a man. When he needeth appear at all, he is in the sky every day.
He is not from this world.
Okay, Jin doesn't have the skills to really argue against this, aside from this is how I feel. So
He came here before. He came here before, and was disagreeable. So he went to the island with the disagreeable things. I'm referring to the Isle of the Immense. The disagreeable giants go to disagreeable giant island where they go be disagreeable.
I see. Are there any other places? I think we passed by the Isle of Immense. We knew that there were giants there, and I think Black Dog thinks that that might be where he was from originally.
Yep.
Yeah, that's across. We just crossed an ocean. He's
Yeah.
asking
He's
like,
like,
anything on this side.
this side of the ocean. Give me a. Actually, give me a. I am going to roll a knowledge history for this creature. The creature is better at arcane, but this is historic knowledge.
Even if they do not worship the sun by the same name. Artifacts or gods or places of light are of interest to me.
Are you familiar with what they call the Eye of Fathoms?
I was told that it is a great storm, and any of the storms that we have witnessed in bad weather in this part of the world stems from that place. And I guess he point. I imagine there's some dark.
Oh yeah, it's like
horizon,
there's always storms coming from that general direction.
And he just kind of points like, as to the nature of it, it is a mystery that is not of the sun, but of the water and wind and storm gods. Perhaps gods of the depths. So no, I am not familiar with any of those stories.
In the beginning, this world was the domain of those who swim. Water. Water covered all. Things that did not belong in the water came and made themselves a refuge in the sky. If you seek powerful things in the sky, they would be there. They would be your things that oppose those that dwell underneath. She says, the things you are caught between, she's referring to your tail and your arms and your head. We are fundamentally different than the humanoids, those with legs. Our lineage is different, and our tales tell differently. You see a Monitor as a hero, or a being of great worship. We see him as an oppressive villain, tyrannizing those that came before. You see our creators as horrible villains, beings of tyranny and destruction. But we see them as great heroes. It is the dichotomy of our histories. We come from below, and they come from above, and you are a mixture, an in-between.
What are your deities' names?
There's some hesitation. Give me a diplomacy check or some form of however you wish. Are you just I am being open and earnest, or inquisitive of nature, or trying to go, hey, tell me some stuff. You could also just do a knowledge religion for like stuff that is around you within the temple.
I can attempt a knowledge religion at a +4.
Yeah.
18.
From the runes within this temple, you would expect they don't look religious in the traditional sense. We are descendants of Thog.
What?
Thog. Thog.
Okay, I don't think Jin knows what that is.
And it would be knowledge dungeoneering.
All right, so they don't know of any places of Monitor nearby.
No nearby Monitoran places. Given some hints of like the one thing that is strange that Jinshe picks up on is the way they refer to, and it might be just the way they speak, but it refers to a Monitor as a person.
Yep.
It's not a Monitorans. It's a Monitor was here and went there. Not a Monitor is a concept brought by people.
All right. Is Thog similar to the entity that dwells within the artifact called the Dead Man's Lament?
You are aware of the Dead Man's Lament?
I have communed with the entity within. For a short period of time, my crew was in possession of the artifact.
Thog is related to Cathat. Cthaat. Haat. Cathat is all that is water.
I see.
All that you fear below comes from Cathat.
Does that mean Naga were influenced by Cathat and Thog?
Nods. We are
To progress from a earlier standpoint, unshackled to become the creatures you are now.
beings made of water. The humanoids are beings made of clay.
I see. Jin is a bit guarded about this because he assumes aberration in the way it's been described as dangerously unchained.
Oh yeah, yep.
And he doesn't want that for his people at all.
Nope. And it's describing it as like from this person's perspective, they're describing it as like two different paths of creation is basically what's being described. Do you wish to know more about Cathat or Thog?
In particular, Cathat, given that we have had troubles with the artifact. In fact, we lost our ship due to its curses.
Cathat is the living sea. It is all of the water which contains salt. It is the source of life, any natural life.
What bound him in the Dead Man's Lament?
There was an elvish kingdom that wished to return to the older ways. Water, Cathat's domain, being all of Dirac. When Cathat grows strong, all those who live on land grow weak. Cathat is drained and weak currently. There is much land that protrudes.
Cathat would see the world covered in water. Where would everyone live?
In Cathat's domain, or in And just like looking to the like it doesn't have hands. I'm such a look at me being such a humanoid gesturing with my appendages.
Up there. So basically, saying you'd be transformed or die.
It's transformed or die, or you could float along the top. Cathot is change. Always something new, never the same form twice. Thog gave us particular form, stable form. Now, to Jinshe's eyes, none of the Naga actually, while they all at a glance look the same, at a closer inspection, they're actually pretty varied. Like,
frills and tongues and
frills and tongues, and some of them have like extra mouths and.
Let's just get those three together there. Yep.
I've got some diversity.
Yeah.
Thog is kept silent. Thog is kept satiated by our prayers. We sing Thog lullabies, and lullabies keep Thog satiated, and we persist.
It is curious that you must keep your god lulled into sleep, and the elves kept Cathot bound. Where other gods are unrestrained.
Change is inevitable. Cathot is inevitable. Thog is inevitable. But those who exist like their existence. 'Tis the way of things. Eventually they will become bold with us, and we will change again. 'Tis better that they sleep than they be awake.
Jin is a bit disappointed. He was hoping that he would like the Nagas a bit more. He's coming away from this as in on a different day he'd be the Nagas' enemies.
Yep.
Lawful neutral, like law sun god, horrible, changey gods who need to mollify and creating undead.
Versus like Naga have a broad spectrum of alignments, but they tend towards evil. Like they tend towards neutral evil, but what you're currently talking to a lawful neutral.
Yeah, this one's keeping all the other crazies in line.
Right.
All right, we'll treat this one nicely and give her a water fucking cup so she can keep some of these Nagas in line. But holy fuck, yeah. About that ship. Let us cast light upon the darkness of a ship that needs a crew. Yeah, change topics to something a bit more practical. He's actually a little.
Right.
He's uneasy about anything to do with a god that needs to be sung to keep to sleep, or everything changes. No, that's like whoa. Whoa.
Who's the lullaby people? You can't lullaby. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Okay. When I'm 20th level, I'll nuke this from orbit. Okay, got it.
Boom. Yeah, you change topics. At this point, Jinshe, all of the carvings in this place just seem slightly more malevolent, sinister. There's a bit of a. Everything is beautifully painted and crafted with great skill, but all of the themes are watery, tentacly
It's like
sort of masses.
Inch 10. Yeah, tell me stuff. Wisdom 20. Oh, wait a minute.
I don't wanna know
is
this stuff.
bad. I don't want to know anymore. I now, Spidey senses tingling. This knowledge is forgotten. Or this is not good. Thanks for telling me. Back away slowly.
Okay, she describes a boat with 2 masts that Thog reclaimed when they're like from a time before that can be provided.
What kind of ship?
It is a sailing ship.
Gotta start somewhere.
So it is a
Annabelle?
a sailing ship, 20 feet by 75 feet. It has 2 masts, a crew size of 20, can hold 150 tons of stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's smaller than your last ship by like 1 ship size, or 2 ship sizes, 2 decks. So up to 20 direct fire siege engines, or 6 huge. So 20 large siege engines or 6 huge siege engines. But you can only do port or starboard. There's no forward or aft mounts, so it's shoot out the side.
Okay.
Now, you've got a Sunwoo, so I don't know if you care too much about forward and aft.
Oh, we do, because Sunwoo
Didn't fireball, or did he?
no,
fireball?
he went up. Well, he did fireball, but he also has siege mage.
So some actual screw yous.
Yeah.
Yep, it's a ship
like the screw you with the heavily magicked cannonball, a true strike at an extreme range. Is a thing.
perfect.
We dinked his optimal build by a level in order to do something cool.
And
Yeah.
I am a huge fan of organic builds and stylish things.
Yep. He really liked the. We didn't get
Cannons.
to do it much, but playing with the ballistas.
Yep.
He's now got the feats to play
Perfect.
with ballistas and catapults, and once he finishes his gloves, he, without a spell, will have the feats to.
Make a cannon go boom.
Well, actually, he has the cannon. It's weird. He's missing firearms.
So the big one, which kind of makes sense because he
Yeah.
kind of like they're quite a bit different.
Yeah. So he's missing that. In 20 days of crafting, it's the last item on the list, aside from the mithril armors.
This is a slight aside, but I was doing some listening to some historical podcasts, and it was during the Revolutionary War, Revolutionary War era. They didn't like riflemen. They had rifles, but they weren't used in the army because they took longer to reload. And they basically went volley of fire was better than actual aim. So like the whole military style of like units lining up and just murdering one another.
En masse, yep.
And it was one of those things that in D&D we actually don't reflect that the rifle actually takes enough longer that it actually it is significantly longer to load than the musket was. Because just shoving things down a tube that's straight is easier than shoving things down a tube with rifling.
Yeah, in D&D, it's actually the musket takes longer to load than the rifle.
Exactly, it's backwards. The rifle.
But we're talking about the rifle that is probably one level of tech up.
Right.
The early version of the rifle is probably just some shitty musket.
Well, it became interesting that. I was like, oh, I didn't realize that there was a period of time where rifles were more difficult to use than muskets by enough that it mattered.
No, there was this rapid series of every decade or few,
Wow.
guns went from muskets to like
The entire Wild
flintlocks
West
and
was like,
matchlocks and fucking
Yeah.
like
oh yeah,
cartridges, and like it just there's a very short period of time where
the entire Wild West was like 2 decades.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like
periods of
people-
change. The age of piracy was maybe 100 years, like not
Yep.
long.
Yep.
So it's neat to be playing in this world where, like, yeah, orcs have been invading. Less land equals more people towards the sea equals more piracy, more shipping, or people that are displaced have to do something. So in a time of upheaval, it makes sense that there would be piracy, banditry, that sort of thing. All right, getting back to this. And where might this sailing ship be? I understand you may want to tell us these things once you've received the decanter. Know that there is no treachery in my heart, and that I would swear upon my deity.
I'm going to just roll this sense motive. It's in the high 30s, low 40s. I believe you. Yeah, you tell the truth, yes, but she's very perceptive. Oh, I do believe that you are telling the truth. I don't necessarily believe your crew.
Very well.
That being said, you, once given the word, Rickety will find it. I like that man. Should harm befall him, those who do it will know wrath.
So long as we remain in the village, we will also be at your call to enforce your rules there. And he glances over his shoulder towards the dark Naga, the
The ones.
the purple, yeah.
No.
See if any of them are within earshot.
Yeah, there's
They're
a
called Dark Naga, and he's the light priest. It's like,
it's like,
okay.
fuck you, snake boy. The art for them, you can definitely tell who made this art. Like this was good guys making propaganda.
No, it was the guys who tried to kill us for coming to visit the queen.
It will be reinforced that those without there will be no killing. Humanoid and snake will live together. She's saying it in a way that is like how a human would say it. It's like human and snake, legged and slither. And you get the sense that she is very confident in a position of power over the humans, like that.
Mhm.
Like she's extremely confident in that. You also get this sense. Give me a heal check.
Hey, his best skill. Aside from swim. And jumping, apparently.
Coiling.
Well, with his move speed and monk, it's jump.
If you want nightmares, go just look up snakes leaping, and you'll be like, oh god.
35 on the heel.
35. Yeah, she is operating currently with some ability damage and some negative levels. She is weakened or fatigued by the effort that she is putting in currently. She is effectively severely dehydrated.
Well, we can help the dehydration with crate water. And then we do have a lesser restoration because Bantu was healed that we didn't use today.
Okay, the crate water doesn't, giving her water doesn't actually cure this. The lesser restoration would, help it for a day. She's basically, it's almost like a curse that this drain is some sort of curse-like effect, similar to what happened to Banta.
Is there a problem that you're experiencing? I am noticing telltale signs of a draining curse. I am a healer as well as a water bringer.
I am bound to this temple, and this temple is bound to the sea.
It is Thog that drains you.
We feed Thog, and we keep Thog asleep.
Okay, he'll cast Restoration anyways. Yeah, she's at least the lawful version of the crazy snake people. And she's willing to make deals, so we can deal with her. Jin's not so certain that he can deal with the other factions of the Naga people, so keeping this lady propped up.
This is a good king.
Seems like law and civilization are being. Yeah, exactly. This is a good leader. So he'll cast the Lesser Restoration each day that he's there.
Okay. Yeah. No. She does appreciate this. It's when you cast the spell. As you cast the spell, give me a perception check. Like I guess you can give me two perception checks. Take the better, because you end up doing it twice.
He's good at this too. He's got his eagle eyes from Sun Wu. 23 and 35.
Okay. When you cast the spell on her, there's a weird interaction between your spell and her where she like momentarily takes the form of like a web-finned dwarf made out of snakes.
Weird.
It's like it's kind of gross. It's being a Nagaji, it's not like you don't have the inherent primal like, oh my god, it's a snake thing, kill it. But she just ends up like this glance or this glimpse of potentially another form can be seen as you cast the spell.
So either she's some sort of shape changer, or they were once dwarves. Weird.
Okay. At this point,
He doesn't speak Dwarven. He doesn't know much about dwarves, so. Which is very odd, given this world once belonged to dwarves, but yeah.
Ownership is 9/10 of the law, or whatever.
Yep.
Okay. Jinshe.
He actually likes the little kid.
Your friends are coming. They apparently finished the ring. Don't worry. I sent all the boars away, so they won't be disturbed on their way.
If your mother is correct, this deed will garner my friends and I a ship.
Ooh. Ship? Where are you going to go? Why aren't you staying with us? You're getting like this like stern look. Why are you staying with us?
I have many things I wish to see and explore. I have tasks that are undone, that I cannot accomplish here. While it is not my place, I'm sure that our ship may have room for additional passengers and crew.
Ooh. Is that an offer?
I could make an introduction to our captain with a recommendation.
I'd like that.
If you so desire.
She nods.
You would have to get your mother's permission first. I do not wish to raise her ire. Get a little pet on the head, like, you understand.
My ship.
Little fucking Naga on the ship. It's cool. baby Naga caster? Yeah, all right.
A thing with the swim